Alright guys, welcome back to
Herzi's hand.
round 3 game of GPZ. It is round 3, right?
Yes, this is round 3. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Both of these people are in the 2-0 bracket.
So this is going to be a late night control mirror commentary. If I'm a bit quiet, that's why. So yeah, why don't you tell us about their decks?
Well, Caylin was kind of the boogeyman this GP, and we went over Herzi's deck before. It's a four-color variant of Caylin. One of the more notable things that we found was that it ran Biohazard as a sweeper and threat. And I did see firsthand that they could close out some games, like against Petra. Uh, Pip is just, I think, a variant on the existing heart attack deck, except in her case, it's brought in Salome as a way to lock down the board late game and just get ludicrous amounts of mana.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about what the cards do when they get drawn because the game will probably go long enough for that to happen.
Yeah, both of these players have kept hands full of interaction. As terms of threats, well, Percy has consistency in hand, like counting clouds, but not nearly enough lands yet to cast it.
Well, counting
And
clouds.
Pip is just pure digging and interaction.
Well, I think Pip wants you want to be Pip right now because you want to dig in the early turns when there's no pressure to do anything.
Right. I think now she. Nope, she passed it up.
Lowe's Barons. Okay, so they got lands, lots of lands, in fact.
I think she's looking for a sinkhole.
I'll be inclined to agree. Uh, Cursory glance, and okay, so both players have one piece of counter spell.
I'm gonna
Pipsqueak
quickly check
is going to
Herzi's deck.
crack.
I don't think Herzi has any Exeant targets.
Don't they have Caylin?
Right, they do have Kaelin and a bunch of tokens.
Uh,
They have Viper Ambush,
but oh yeah, Viper Ambush, right? That card. I remember we were
though
laughing quite a bit about that card, but it might be
in that
useful here.
case, you do lose your card because it's Exeant.
Let me actually pull
Pip
up the text too.
is still not going to RFA.
They're that worried about counter spells? I guess they're really worried about
She
instant speed
hmm,
Kaylin. Is
I'm
there
just going to
anything
double
else?
check. It doesn't apply to Celestial Banishment. Does
Yeah, Biohazard off the top.
so I think one thing that Pip is worried about is Kaelin because Kaelin is Flash.
Yeah, but Exant kills it. Like if they flash in Kaylin, I think you're more than happy to use Exant.
At this stage, yes.
So I don't know why Pip didn't tap out there. I don't think there's any way for an opponent to punish you for tapping out unless you're planning on countering their card draw spells.
I'm going to double check Herzi's deck.
Well, actually, Maze Collection. I mean, is Pip's just not tapping out in order to counter Maze Collection or something?
Okay.
Now they're
Is
tapping.
she going to RFA now?
I mean,
Yes,
there's no
she
reason not
is.
to, unless you really unless you're really afraid. But then that's just playing to lose or playing to not lose.
Okay, and in the response, there's Cursory Glance, I believe.
Huh?
Yeah.
That seems aggressive.
Cursory Glance on an RFA is a neutral trade in terms of cards
True.
and
Is there
mana.
anything
Not
else
the
that
worst
Herzi
thing.
wants to counter with RF? No, Pipsqueak has tons of threats that they can counter with Cursory Glance. But I guess getting rid of the card matches thing, might as
Okay, now
well.
we have a Sorcery Speed RFA.
Herzi doesn't have any counter spells for this. If Herzi doesn't draw lands here, they're actually in a bit of trouble. And there's Salome, or Salome, however you call it.
Salome, I believe.
You can call it Salome,
Zangief had
and I'll
said
call it
the
Salome.
latter pronunciation during the Decklash stream, which I assume is Salome, since I was the one asking.
Yeah. Okay, Seek Prophecy, so that's probably looking for a land. Viper Ambush. Well, that's a pretty. I mean,
Murmuring.
I don't think you can call this an ambush if you can see it already.
And it's also a moot point because it's not relevant against Pip.
Yeah, so they're gonna take the land and bomb the Caylin too. So I guess Caylin isn't the most important card in this matchup. Pip is going to crack their clue. Hersey can't punish that tap out, unfortunately. Okay, let's see if Pip goes for Salome.
It would be pretty unwise to do so considering
Yeah.
banishment.
Well, Pip doesn't know about the banishment. It'd be unwise to tap out right now, anyways, just because this is the sort of matchup where you don't want to tap out. Pip can just sit back with their one Cosmic Cinco and handful of card draw.
hmm Given that Pip is on heart attack, I think it's safe to say that she is the one playing the longer game here.
Well, I mean, Hersey also has Maze Collection. Yeah, Hersey actually is on the beatdown because they have less. They're less greedy than Pip. Like Hersey can actually connect with Kaylin. Meanwhile, Pip doesn't actually run Kaylin, and they're ready for anything. I think Herzi's just looking for an opportunity to resolve counting clouds, but I don't think Pip will ever give them the opportunity. So Herzi can probably try to sneak in a Maze collection sometime, once Pip is a bit tapped out.
Well, this would be the time.
Well, it seems like Pip is thinking about whether to tap down further. If they decide to spend 2 more mana, they can't Cosmic Synchro for 3 anymore.
Mm-hmm. Not that single for 3 would stop Maze Collection right now.
It wouldn't, but does Herzi have anything that Cosmic on 3 would stop?
Okay, looks like, yeah, she went for it.
And did not get
But
punished.
Hersey did not bite. Guess Hersey's waiting for the end of Pip's turn. Otherwise, it's just way too long to go tapped. Okay, here
Yeah,
comes Maze.
yep. Pip is thinking about it.
I think she might have a coalescing response. Let me check her sideboard. In Pip's sideboard, she has.
Ooh, Herzi learned about the new hotkey for making or for conjuring a codex. Unfortunately, Maze Collection still takes forever to resolve because you have to shuffle in chat. And they're going to respond to. Oh, they're going to tap out for Cosmic Coalescing. Huh. So Pip bets that Herzi does not have any counter spells right now. And seems like they
That
got the
seems to be
read.
the case.
Well, to be fair, what can actually like does Herzi run Cosmic Synco? They don't, right? So wait,
Hersey's.
does Herzi have a way to counter Cosmic Coalescing for large amounts?
No. It's just Cursory Glance and Celestial Banishment.
And whenever they draw from Maze Collection. And there's Heart of the Dina. They've got the heart. They're about to not that they have the heart in hand, they're about to attack next turn. But not like actually attack with creatures, but attack Herzi's chances of winning the game.
Yeah, for the actual straightforward heart, it would require another cause. It would require another cosmic coalescing.
Herzi,
More realistically, on Pipsqueak's next turn is going to be Salome because that can untap heart, I believe.
yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
Salome.
Herzi is going to Herzi fetches now, and they're going to unraveling to scry draw. That hmm, that feels like a weird play.
Jersey needs more lands, I think.
Right. Oh, they get mind rip. Okay. Or no, they're going to
Okay,
scry into more unravelings. Yeah, maybe you should have scried your main library so you could get some more lands.
I'm just going to double check Mind Rip.
Mind rip, it's really annoying to play around. So Herzi can
Right,
resolve
X
counting
can still be
clouds.
0. X can still be 0 on Mind Rip. That's what I think Hersey is counting on.
Can also celestial banishment the Salome activation, a biohazard. Yeah, so that's gonna ping Pip. Does
Mm-hmm.
Pip have a good way to kill enchantments? No, they do not. So yeah, this biohazard is going to stick in play. So it's going to be a clock. Let's see if Pipsqueak can win before biohazard kills them.
Okay. Heart is tapping for how much here?
Well,
8.
8, but it's going to be awkward because Salome has lots of colored pips. Seems like Herzi is just banking on celestial banishment doing stuff.
But
Unfortunately,
Celestial Banishment can get sinkled right here.
yeah. And that conveniently gets Salome's second activation. Yep. Well, I mean, Pip, how much damage is Pip taking off the biohazard?
If she
That's,
draws into another Cosmic Coalescing, it won't be enough. Hersey is in real danger of losing the game within the next 2 turns.
yeah, but if they don't. Oh, wait, did Pip use Salome's second activation already? I haven't been keeping track. Wait, did Pip just miss Salome's second activation? Well, now they got Anya Tail, so I think, yeah, they get an extra turn, and, well, to be fair, Pip still can't get rid of Biohazard, so that's whacking them in the face for 8 that turn. How did Pip
Yeah,
gain life there? Oh, the Chandrine's command.
Shenjins.
I mean, like, still doesn't have a way to one-shot Herzi, so Biohazard's still ticking with damage. So despite what's happening so far, I think the game is still going to be pretty close, at least
Mm,
life total-wise. Or, or for, oh, did I not refresh my images? My Panya's image still says 5-5.
Hyponia says 4/4.
Okay, I need to refresh my image, or I need to delete my old images. But yeah, Panya got nerfed to a 4-4 during extra turns. So I guess this turn they do a pretty big delve for treasures and try to find the Cosmic Coalescing. It's not hard to find it because they got Salome on taps, so uh, yeah, so they should delve for treasures now in order to find the Cosmic Coalescing.
I think she's running the numbers now. Yep, there she goes.
Uh, wait, can Pipsqueak win deterministically? Do they have enough mana to go through the entire deck with delve for treasures?
I don't think she has enough to go through the entire deck.
Well, I mean, delve for
To go
treasures.
through the entire deck, you'd have to hit it for 17 mana. That seems like a tall order.
Well, right. but Salome also gets you mana if you cast your second spell. That might actually be pretty close. But so you Void Flare face, get your Salome activation, untap the heart again. How much mana is that? Still not 17, right? Well, they're just going to take a non-deterministic but pretty likely chance of winning here. How much did they delve for? Well, it doesn't matter. They got
It's
Cosmic.
X equals 8.
Is it actually enough? Yeah. Pip is not even going to bother resolving the rest of the delve. It doesn't matter at this point. That's a full power Cosmic Coalescing. It's only 8 damage. Right, they get to Void Flare afterwards. Alright, so that's game 1. Surprisingly quick.
Heart Attack lives up to its name. You tap out once, and they spend, well, a lot of mana. That was
Yep, that was
21 mana-ish?
alright. So, sideboarding. Let's look at Pip's board because their board is also Cosmic Coalescing board, so there's more things to think about. Is there anything worth bringing in here? No, right? I mean, I guess you can bring Secrets of the Coralite Court.
Might also no, that's a wishboard thing.
Yeah, I guess just bring in the secrets.
Yeah, same deal with Hold Steady, it's not worth bringing it in. I think
Okay,
this entire thing is a wishboard.
and let's look at Herzi's board. Okay, that's a lot simpler. So you bring in anti-magic because this is a counterspell matchup. You want Trauma Spike? Can you use Trauma Spike the heart? No, you can't. I guess you can Trauma Spike the Salome.
Yes, you do actually want Trauma Spike if you can fit it, because then you can take out stuff like Coalescing.
Oh, true.
Because as we saw last match, that second Coalescing was brought out of the deck.
Well, there's Trauma Spike. Herzi keeps his hand with 2 lands and a Maze Collection.
It's a Mirror Gate, and that Mirror Gate is going after Heart.
Mirror Gate after our hearts. How sweet. Laugh test. I made that joke. Please laugh.
Anyway, Herzi's going to start with Mirror Gate and is naming, yep, Heart.
How
Seems
many main
straightforward.
deck hearts does it play?
This version of Heart Attack runs,
Only one main deck copy, huh?
and the other one you get using Cosmic Coalescing.
Well, there's Caylin.
Well, now you don't get.
Herzi could be massacred this game. That'd be bad for them. So Herzi will end
Herzi's
up turn
going
Maze Collection. Does Pip counter that? I think the answer is yes.
almost certainly. Like you're looking at a trade up in mana and a neutral trade in cards.
And you set up Cosmic Synchro on one for anything else Herzi might have.
Well, that's the thing. Pip has another single.
Yeah. Well, at least Herzi did not get massacred this game, so we don't have to commentate a boring game. This will be a game full of back and forth. Herzi just keeps up Caylin here, I think. I don't think you want to run Trauma Spike into whatever your opponent might have. And Trauma Spike won't be useful until later on anyways, because Cosmic
Think.
Coalescing is not going to be useful until later on.
Okay, so Urzi's looking for either a Cursory Glance or a Kaylin.
Salome.
Salome drawn?
And play land and pass. Right now I think you run out the Caylin, and if it gets countered, then you try to jam the Trauma Spike. And that will probably resolve. Actually, yeah, Pip only has one blue source, so Herzi can guarantee resolve at least one of Caylin or Trauma Spike this turn. And did Pip have to opt in to play out a
Okay,
blue
this is
source?
going for Kaylin, and if Pip counters this, then she will be tapped out for Herzi's next turn.
Well, not tapped out, but tapped out of counter spells.
Right, tapped out
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah, so
I think she should have played Frostfire
Did
there,
Pip have to opt in
but
to play
she wouldn't have any.
Crossfire? Yeah, they did. Hmm.
She wouldn't have any counter spells anyway.
Yeah, I think that's just sort of the absent-minded autopilot thing that ends up biting you in the butt later on.
I'm not certain it was so absent-minded.
Well,
Anyway, Trauma Spike is going to be targeting, I believe, Sinkhole?
uh, Salome. I mean,
Salome.
yeah, that makes sense. Cosmic Coalescing is a lot less scary if you don't have Salome. Like that's your big top-end value engine. Without Salome, you have to fight like an actual control deck, or like you don't get free card advantage anymore. Every card advantage has to come tooth and nail from your cantrips.
Well, let's settle in for a potentially very long game, because Herzi has a Biohazard in hand and Pip has a Monument of Queens.
Okay, let's look at Pip's library and see what they boarded. Seems like they brought in Seal the Tomb, Forbidden Treasure. They brought in a lot of one of Cosmic Coalescing targets. Wait, did they bring out Cosmic Coalescing? How many Cosmic Coalescings did they run main board? Only 2. Okay, so they didn't board out any Cosmic Coalescings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seems like they brought in a lot of Cosmic Coalescing targets into the main board. They even brought in Abscond, which is interesting. Anyways,
Grocery Speed RFA.
Sorcery Speed RFA. Because he is running out of
Draws in
cards.
another Sinkhole.
But on the bright side, Herzi will be able to resolve Biohazard, and it will wipe the clue. I think you do jam Biohazard here.
As opposed to what?
Seek
There
Prophecy,
isn't a
huh.
whole lot left.
I guess you start with Seek Prophecy. And there is Counting Clouds.
Anti-magic and counting clouds. Tough choice.
You take
Probably the
Counting
counting
Clouds and hope
clouds.
to top deck a land. You need stuff to keep you going. Herzi hates making choices. I agree. I hate making choices too. I'd rather play decks that autopilot themselves to victory. So yeah, do you take Anti-Magic or Counting Clouds?
Given the cursor glance, I think you would have to.
Oh, they take the
Oh,
Wayfarers. It's to play around Cosmic Synco because they want to resolve Biohazard this turn.
looks like it.
How did Herzi manage to put Pip on a Cosmic Synco?
Hmm?
Herzi's psychic. Like they knew that Pip had Cosmic Synco there.
Sinkhole is just something that you look out for at all times in this kind of matchup.
Does Pip have any other counter spells early other than Synco?
Well, let's see.
They have the Destructive Ambition, which doesn't counter Biohazard, and I think that's it. So yeah, you only have to worry about Synco here, so that's why you get the Wayfarers right and then resolves Biohazard.
Should have seen me the other game playing around Beat and Batter. Even if it's just a single set of 4 of, it's worth keeping in mind.
Yeah, and
And Pip cracks the clue in response.
Pip can't deal with the Biohazard. Oh no, wait, they can abscond the Biohazard. That's their only answer to it.
Well, Abscon's mostly in the wish board,
No,
so
they literally brought it in main board.
right. Sorry, I'd already forgotten about that. And yeah, here we go. We're in it for the long haul.
It's not gonna be too
Monument of
long.
Queens is a fucked up card.
Uh, does Herzi have another Mirror Gate to name Monument?
And
Nope, they only run one main deck Mirror Gate.
okay, well, it's going to be Biohazard pinging Pip every now and then Pip staying afloat with Monument of Queens no matter what. This is going to be a slog.
I don't think Herzi's ever resolving anything past the Cosmic Synco. Well, no, Pip's tapping out every turn. Yeah, they can definitely resolve something. So, Monument connects. That's 4 life in the race. Herzi hoping to not top deck a land again. Let's see if they top deck a land again.
Trauma Spike.
Okay, I guess now
That's
you...
decent.
Unfortunately, Trauma Spike does not name Monument Queens.
This is true.
So do you just like name Cosmic Coalescings so that the game's even more of a slog than it already could be? I mean, like, you always jam Trauma Spec here, right? There's no point in not doing that. Nothing your opponent has actually counters this. If giving some designer insights into Biohazard, if Biohazard drained life, that'd be really annoying to play against.
So you know how Singularity's Grasp is a good card, right?
Yeah. Well, no, this costs one more than Singularity's Grasp.
Yeah. And for one more, you have Inevitability. Alright, so this is Abscond, just to keep the Biohazard. Just to be absolutely sure.
I mean, that's not a bad play. Yeah, Herzi's playing to their outs, and their out right now is not dying to Mime of Queens. So I guess Pip is going to delve for treasures this turn.
I don't think she needs to.
You really want to be attacked
I
with
think she
Mon
should
every
agree
turn.
with Monument. Monument right now just wins you the game. I don't know if Herzi has anything that can actually answer it.
They do. They just need to draw into it.
Right, Journey's End does hit land creatures as well.
They just need to draw into stuff that does stuff. This is not stuff that does stuff.
Yep.
To be fair, Party actually performed pretty well this game. Like, they surgically extracted all of Pip's win cons, except for
Except
Monument.
for the Monument.
Man, when you tried to answer the hard but then get monumented instead. If Mirrorgate was on Monument, I think this game would be a lot better for Urzi because honestly, actually, yeah, good point. Do you think you should have named Monument with Mirrorgate instead of Hard? Because if Hard's out, then either you've already won or you've already lost, right?
I'm not certain I agree with the reasoning.
Monument's
So,
much more likely to screw you over.
if you name Monument if you name Heart super early, your opponent can just play a different line.
Yeah,
But
but
it is worth naming it at some point if you have no choice but to play the Mirror Gate, and it's more central to the deck's plan than Monument.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Went after the main plan, got hit by the Monument of Queens, because Monument of Queens is just a game plan on its own.
Yeah.
It says that if your opponent doesn't kill you over enough turns, you just win.
I don't think there was much Red could have done here. I mean,
Well,
technically,
other than making a violation of common sense and psychically deciding to name Monument,
no, they couldn't remove Monument with Trauma Spike.
I mean with
Oh
Mirrorgate.
yeah, yeah, that. Uh, Even if Caylin resolved, it wouldn't have changed anything, right? Because Monument goes over Caylin.
Caylin would not have been able to threaten a kill.
Yeah.
That and Pip had Exeunt, so it really did not matter.
I mean, on the bright side, this is a control matchup that only took 30 minutes to finish. So Maybe we should be glad that Herzi got bad draws this game.
You know, control games usually end pretty quickly once someone actually plays their threat.
Yeah. And turns out, in this case, the threat was a land that somehow wins the game on its own.
Well, copious amounts of mana, but in this kind of game, mana is worth dirt anyway.
Yeah. How did Pip lose? How did Herzi lose all the remaining life? Just from their own lands? Well, there we go. And that was the game. 35-minute control mirror. Yay.